Flipnotes was a thing back on the Nintendo DDI, the internet variant of the DDD. It was kind of like a... You can just go look it up, figure it out yourself. It still exists today, essentially, on different websites. This one, for instance, you can still browse Flipnotes that people upload from their DDI.
Oh, boy, it's time to go trick-or-treating.
That sounds nothing like Amy Rose. As cool as it is that it's still a thing, I'd rather, instead of making little cartoons on a screen this big, I'd rather make it on a screen this big. There were a few limitations with Flipnotes that we're going to hold ourselves to here. First off, only like 4 colors, which you could do solid lines with. This is a bajillion times easier. That would have taken me 3 hours using the individual pixels on a DS screen. But for different shades of blue and red, you would get these like dotted grid patterns that you could fill stuff with. So I printed out this piece here. It's just kind of like a screen. And it kind of gives the same effect, I think. Good thing that worked. I was about to cancel this. Can't if it didn't. You get like 1 undo, which is why I'm using permanent markers. And you are allowed to drink Pepsi while you make Flipnotes. A lot of times you do with Flipnotes, just go on the internet, take audio from someone else's video or like a cartoon. So we're gonna steal someone's video here. It's Channel Patter. He's a rat. Rouge in the thumbnail. Clickbait. But he's got a YTP. We're just gonna steal like audio from that and animate that. Shadow Rations. Wow, sounds exciting. Does he join the military?
I found you! Shitter! I have a date with a mom!
That's the perfect audio, and we need that. You just like type in YouTube downloader. Normally there's something available. That's the audio we have to work with. Gonna let the creative juices flow. First couple seconds.
I found you! Shitter!
So we're gonna need a few things here. Opening scene, sauce, shadow, shaker. One thing you can do with Flipnotes. So get a character done. And it's almost a little bit like sprite work, the way that you could do things on Flipnotes. You could take a character, cut them out, and between sprites you could pan them across the screen. And I might be making all this up, I can't even remember, it's been a long time. And I'm keeping his eyes and mouth blank. And it gets to be messy, everyone on here is an amateur. I'm just saying that to cover myself. We want a few different mouths that we can animate as he's moving. Those are mouths, even though they may not look like it. Honestly, doing it this way, and I've never done a paper animation in my life, feels like it will be faster than how fast it would have been if I actually used Flipnotes. He could be like, or maybe it looks better like, oh. We need a shadow sprite, where he's like back here facing forward, it's a matter of perspective. He's gonna turn into a sauce shaker, because that's really unfunny to the majority of the population, but to Flipnote users, anything is funny if it doesn't make sense. I know I'm using the thick end of the marker to draw thicker lines, and that wasn't something you could do in the original Flipnotes. But in the words of me, Shadash, we begin the stop motion animation process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Okay, so those are the frames. And then what you do is you take your little stylus and you hit this button here. Click!
I found you! Shitter!
Scene 2. I love the PP. Next scene, what does he say?
Head to bed and die.
Head to bed and die. So we're gonna want another shadow sprite, and this is going to be a cut to his face. You're gonna notice my style change quite a bit from frame to frame. That's all I have to say. It's literally just something I want to point out because I suck. I think he has red on his arm somewhere. We're gonna have slightly more detailed mouth frames for this one. Good enough. You really only need 5. I've always said this if you've watched a channel for a long time. Mouths only really move 5 different ways to make sounds. You ever heard of the 5 vowels? And you're just immediately donating $1,000 a month through Patreon. Oh, we also need a sprite of a bed because the audio is not especially clear what he's saying, so we have to help the audience a little bit by making a bed. Because you could do captions and stuff, but, well, just to be honest, most people who liked Flipnotes couldn't read. And we're gonna want one other sprite to animate his face so that he's just a little more angry when he says die. Because death is an angry thing that you say when you're mad. So we want it to kind of be like, instead of him saying die, how Keanu Reeves would say it, we'd want it more like. So we're gonna take our sprite, we're gonna overlay it so we can see the background. We're just gonna make it more angry, like that. And we actually want to cut this one out kind of delicately and intentionally. The return of the Pepsi. Okay, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We might use this reverse shot again, or this sprite. That's what it is, shot, reverse shot, right? Me when my friend reverse shoots my other friend, reverse with a gun. Shot, reverse would have been. Oh, you know what? We're gonna lab that one out. We'll come back to it.
I have a date.
Okay, he just kind of runs over at that point. So, we're going back to shot 1, and Sauce is gonna book it off screen and go, it's fine. Instead of just, he's standing here, and then he starts running, you do the classic little build-up. Because if you build up your run, I don't know if you've ever done this when you're 5, if you like, that's what I sounded like when I was 5. You get like more oomph, more speed. I've messed it up already. Starting to remember that art's not easy. It's also a little bit of a throwback. Many of you guys will know this as the potty dance, known in the community. If you want the context for that, Google Sonic Toilet, Rise of Poop. I'm not gonna act like I'm anything too special in this industry, considering this is my first animation. The famous YouTube animators haven't quite given me that Facebook follow yet, but I'm kind of starting to feel like the Looney Tunes of YouTube. That's his wind up, and now we need what it looks like when he's actually moving. Why'd I sound like I doesn't even think once? It's gonna be one of those cartoon frames that like plays so quick and looks so stretched, but it won't matter because it's moving so quickly, which is kind of a theme for Sonic. Some artists' best work are hidden amongst those speedy frames. I just love adding this red. It's just a nice little, it's enough of an accent, you know? Gives it enough detail, takes 5 seconds. A lazy man's hard work, as they say. And now we need Sauce up close. We're gonna make him, because he slides into frame and he goes like, because his feet are made of SpongeBob. So we're gonna have him doing like a funny face, like something that would have been funny to people in like 2008, which is really unfunny. So I should say an unfunny face. Old meme face. Something like this, but like happier. Smooth moves. Put that in the video. Clip that. And his expression unchanging. Sauce zooms up. What? No! Why is there blue paint on my screen? And it's dried on there a little bit. Now I'm using water to clean a screen, which is a bad idea. And I'm obviously stupid for having gotten blue paint on it in general. Probably when I was doing all those cool little flippy moves. But a weaker man wouldn't have shown you that at all. I may be stupid, but I'm very strong. They say I'm a lot like my favorite Sonic character, Tails.
I have a date with a mom.
He has a date with a mom, and he's very proud about going on this date with a mom. So he's gonna have his hands on his hips, you know, belly sticking out. Ooh, these marker fumes are getting to me. We're gonna do some eye sprite work as well. Eye sprite with my little PP. I should just always do videos about eras where humor hadn't aged very well. And then everyone will be like, of course he's not funny. It's supposed to be that way. Can I go dropping everything? Emanation time.
1, 2, Hotmail, Kirby is a pink guy.
21. And you can repeat 21. 21. Next line. Just a lot of violence, which is awesome. So we're gonna get rid of this. Sauce getting beat up is gonna be moving very fast, so it doesn't have to be as detailed as the other ones. Looking distraught and hurt. That's like a head sprite. This will be the body sprite. So now as he's here getting beat up, we can switch the head out, we can flip the body around. Keep in mind, I invented these methods. My name is Peter, Animeter, and you may know me from such animated classics as the Sonic sitcom made in Kid Pix, that Nickelodeon Movie Maker animation of The Office. And anytime I see animation content, I'm just like, yep, that's what I would have done. See, that's the method there. And then we want Shadow angrily beating him up. Now actually, we don't want his legs, so cut his legs off. Oh, man, oh. I'm also voicing Shadow in the upcoming Sonic movie, that is very correct. And then we're gonna have his hands and fists be different parts, different things that we'll be beating Sonic up with. And we need a couple biffs. This is what we call a biff. It's like an impact. I am absolutely gonna cut my hand one of these days. And I am absolutely not gonna change anything based on that knowledge. We'll do one impact there, and we're just essentially gonna generate a few violent frames here. Pow, pow, poof, poof, poof. We're just kinda gonna use those same frames, kinda like real life violence. It's kinda the same techniques. You're using the same emotional tactics over and over. So after the violence, he kicks Silver, for some reason, who then starts to have a seizure on the ground. We're gonna switch to a different animation style for this. We've been doing a certain method this whole time. Now all of a sudden we're switching it up. That switch up, just gonna animate like frame by frame each of that. We're gonna try and copy it down here. Okay, this is really distracting. I want that shirt so bad. I've never even taken Benadryl in my life. So that's Shadow kicking Silver, and essentially, put this one under here, put this one on top so you can kind of see through, and then we're gonna play like one frame where he's like kicking him, but we're gonna use this as a continual reference. 2, 3, and then for 4, we're gonna take some of the sprite work and just move it down. 4, 5, we're gonna keep Shadow, again, here, stoic and unmoving. Frame, frame, couple of frames to work with, and then...
I'm taking the train. See ya.
Now I like that. That's how we're gonna end it. He's taking the train. Sauce taking the train. This is gonna look like trash, isn't it? So I gotta draw a train. People, some of you watching this channel have been waiting for me to draw a train for like 15 years. I will make it so good for you. Some people are just so excited right now, especially these rivets. People love Whoops. Okay, and now I'll just animate it in post, and we'll cut to the finished thing. Now I'm gonna do this cool little thing that we do here.
I found you. Shitter.
Die.
I have a date with a mom. I'm taking the train. See ya.
Hi, I'm Peter Knatter, the creator of that film that you just watched. Go to prison.
And so he went to prison.